as you're kind of making your way throughout the rest of this cavern.
Let's see. Arakian already had the chance to like loot the bodies and shit, right? Okay.
Yeah. Throughout looting the bodies, Arakion acquired a few sets of sort of scrap leather armor, long swords, firearms,
Okay.
a spear, a Night Herald's robe, and a bunch of coins where on the one side of them were um, stamped the side profile of Brynith, the Lady of the Lost, and being surrounded by the wings of an owl looming over her head.
Okay.
I am so sorry. I zoned out.
No worries. Yeah, no. If you want to ask something to kind of get a full understanding, just go ahead.
No, I think I'm good. Someone else take the lead today.
Okay. We're
Well, if we
chasing.
already looted everything, then I guess we just keep moving forward.
Yeah, I think we're chasing after Liza, who I think is these Night Heralds reported to. Yeah. So.
Yep.
Is there anything y'all wanted to do
these-
before we leave this cave?
I'm good.
Yeah, Chris?
So yeah, no.
He's my guy. All right.
Yeah, well,
I'm so sorry.
you're
With
fine.
it.
Anything you wanted to do before?
Is there
Anything
anything
else?
I can do? Like,
Um,
does me notice anything?
I'd say, well, I mean, for one, you did notice Arakion shooting a Night Herald's head clean off after having them bound and interrogated, but
Point blank.
I very much like that. I
Jesus.
mean,
Yeah.
what?
I knew you did. Let's see, aside from that, I don't think Arakion showed the Herald coins to anyone, so none of you, I don't know if you guys would have seen the embossment of Brynith on the coin itself, or if Arakion would have pocketed that
Okay.
before continuing onwards. And then, yeah, the rest of the stuff, the armor, the swords, and the firearms, I think were taken back to the cruiser.
Okay. I say we just. Do we have any idea where Liza might be located?
You do not.
Well, shit. We didn't ask the person we interrogated where she was before we killed him.
Y'all are fucking stupid.
Well, we were operating under the pretense that Arakion might have known because
Wow.
his time in the line in the sands, right?
Yeah.
That's my understanding.
What you do, and one thing I do remember is that the raider did say that the bandlord Alessia should be back at the Night Heralds headquarters / kind of center area of their territory and whatnot. So you do know that you don't have to worry about a bandlord trying to kill your ass.
Okay. That's a good start.
Mm.
We have no idea where the Night Herald's headquarters is either.
You don't.
Damn.
Yeah, you don't. You don't know what other people is.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Big B, Icarus, if you wanted to make a roll to figure that out, I'd say you guys can make a history roll.
Ooh.
Yeah, Yuri too stupid.
10.
Yuri doesn't know anything
Yeah,
about
no,
that
Yuri-
country.
Oh,
There you
fuck
go.
me.
I mean, what goes around comes around. I mean,
Yeah.
Listen.
Lou, what's your
He
number?
actively forgot. He got a 3. He actively forgot. He was like, out of spite.
So-
I don't fucking want to know.
Yeah, Icarus, you just don't really care at this point, 100%, or
Fucking
is just
wanna
really
know.
ignoring it. Big B, you know that the headquarters to the Night Heralds is further east, but you don't exactly know where it is or what it's called.
oh shit.
Yeah, the best you can figure is that it's somewhere a little further east from where you guys are at now.
Are we
Well-
really going to go to the headquarters?
Based on the directions of, it's a little to the east.
To answer your question, Lou, not this episode.
Ah,
I feel
All right,
like.
so with that,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead, Carlo.
No, yeah. I was just gonna say, I feel like. I don't know what other thing, like, we could attempt here other than, like, if we're searching for Liza, I'm gonna keep calling her Eliza because it's funny.
That's fine. That's fine.
Liza, we know she's associated with the Night Heralds. We don't know where she is. Bigby knows Night Heralds headquarters a little to the east where we are now.
Icarus is just there, slightly grinning because he just saw a Night Herald pretty
Yeah,
much
he's
decapitated.
Do we try and find Liza, or do we? What else do we try to do?
how do we find Liza?
Fuck if I know. I mean,
Could there be an alive Night Herald hiding away in like a closet or something?
In the area you guys just came out of, you can make an investigation check.
I'll try though. If I may. Oh fuck, where's investigate? I can't read.
Yeah, Lou, don't forget to call out your roll because
And
screen fuckery.
Oh, 5.
Damn, you guys are terrible.
I'm
Nah,
fucking
it's-
tired. Suck my dick.
So, okay, wow.
That stopped him in his tracks. Fuck.
Well, yeah, no, because if you know what, I'm not even gonna say anything, but moving on.
I win.
Unfortunately, because I don't want us to get banned.
Yeah, we can take off the switch, yeah.
So yeah, no, Yuri, Icarus, you two look around, to try and see if there's any other Night Heralds hiding in sort of the area where you just got done with the first batch. And so far, then you don't see anyone. The only Night Heralds you see are the ones that are on the ground
Shit.
without their armor.
Well,
I genuinely have no ideas on what to do next. So
not, neither
Is,
do I.
Matthias is still with us, right?
Matthias is still with you.
Do you have any suggestions?
My first suggestion is to add him into the list so I can actually see his damn stats. Yeah, okay, that's whatever. Matthias looks around a bit and he's like, well, I'd say at this point our best bet is to press forward.
Towards. That accent came out of nowhere. In towards, like, the cave or towards the Night Heralds?
Well, I mean, we know that the Night Heralds took Rathenfell and he's not here, so it's safe to assume that he's somewhere further in the cave.
Oh, there's more to the cave. I didn't realize. Okay, back
Yeah,
in the
no, because
cave.
you guys are you guys are basically fighting in a sort of carnivorous, cavernous
I was gonna
corridor,
say
for
I
lack of
ain't
better
going
word.
back in the cave if it's carnivorous. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you
I
were
ain't
pretty much
climbing inside no
fighting.
mimic.
Yeah, no, you were pretty much fighting in a corridor, for lack of better words.
Oh, let's keep going then. Come on, Kiddlywinks. It's time to explore.
Oh boy.
It's even funnier because I can definitely imagine Icarus just being that sarcastic.
Can you say vominos?
Oh my
and the map,
God.
and the map, and the map.
This is the only way Lou's gonna stay
Sorry,
awake.
sleep deprivation.
Yeah, it's the only
Does
way.
some interesting things.
This is what happens when 3 sleep-deprived people end up being in a D&D game, and one of them has to be the DM.
This would be like
Fucking Icarus
this is like
walking down a dark hole going, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the
this
map.
is if us like as people were trying to save the world as opposed to like our characters. Like Lou.
Oh
Basically.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah, no. Lou, that kind of situation. Did I tell you about when I was listening to that one podcast where this one person just pretty much went around a building singing "I'm a business cat"?
I'm a business cat. No, but I love that.
I thought I did, but it might have been one of like our. Moving on. Anyway, so yeah, you guys continue through. Icarus, do you still want to take point in this, or are you just like, you know what, fuck it,
Yeah, no,
shove
he'll do
Matthias in
it.
the front?
No, he'll do it. He's big boy.
You've got the light
Okay,
as
yeah.
well, so
Yeah,
Oh,
fair.
big boy.
So
Here you go. Also,
Yeah,
did we
you
long rest
guys-
at some point?
I don't think we did.
you went through combat afterwards, so you're stuck with what you got.
Okay.
I have a level of exhaustion. Anyways.
Alright. And like I said, this time I actually have stats for Matthias, so I can actually throw him into combat.
Let's go.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay, so you continue further into the cave, and after like maybe about 20 minutes ago, you start to see that it does actually start to open up into a more open cave, for lack of better words. The surrounding walls are a mix of concrete, dirt, various wooden metals. Weirdly enough, this place is also illuminated by lanterns and like staked torches. And you can see that various pieces of sort of concrete or like heavy pieces of wood are actually supporting the ceiling in various spots of the area. You do also see that there are also more raiders that are just kind of walking around and kind of guarding the area. You see like one of them at one end is guarding a door that looks to be closed. You see another one just kind of like pacing back and forth in another open entryway, which is complete throughout the rest of the cavern.
Okay, kids, where do you want to go?
Let me roll something here.
No.
Not allowed.
Okay, weirdly enough, the ones that appear closest to you do not see you as of yet.
Brilliant. Okay, kids, quickly, what you want to do?
We should first of all keep our heads down.
Yep.
Yeah. Do we don't have a visual on anyone of interest in here?
No.
Shit. It's just raiders.
No. Actually, you know what? Give me a perception check.
Oh god. Grandpa, your eyes. Can you see? Perception, you said?
Yeah.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, you
can
don't-
Can I try and perceive?
Yeah, you can also do a perception check.
Roll good.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay,
dude.
alright, can I
What?
give me a chance?
Yes.
17.
I'm a whole
Thank God.
I'm a whole Bigby up and like
Well,
listen,
Bigby, I
you
think
could be seeing eye dog.
Do the cheerleader
Bigby,
thing.
are you still on Arachion's? Are you still on Arachion's shoulders?
No, I think I'd be walking alone now.
Yeah. So yeah, Bigby, you are kind of looking around. You're peering, kind of looking around to make sure you can kind of get a better look around the surroundings, and you do see that, yeah, for the most part, there are just more raiders here. Some of them have swords and guns, like the ones that you were fighting, and the others seem to also have. Let's see, who the? Sorry, I'm doing this while kind of setting things up here.
You're good.
Okay. You do see that a couple of them are, like, most of them have guns and swords, but you do see a couple of them have spears and dress kind of similar to how the one spellcaster you fought earlier in the cavern looked.
Does it look like there's any way to, like, sneak around them somehow?
It's gonna be very difficult because it's not dark in here. It is illuminated by torches and like just floating like lanterns and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So there aren't really any shade. There aren't really any covered shadow spots. Best you could probably do is maybe arrange it to where you can hide yourself from sight among pillars, but it's gonna be very difficult.
It's not looking good for us here, guys.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm literally like made of fire. This is gonna be hard.
Yeah, you
You kind of
literally
are.
are the light.
There's like no shadow spots. Oh, sorry. My
Question, God in the sky,
Yes.
doth they have any? Would I have would the man have fuck me? Would the man have any sway in this situation, if you know
God.
what I mean?
Oh God.
What are you trying to do here exactly?
Are you?
He granted passage because of stuff and reasons.
Okay.
Because I
I'm-
wasn't here last
Because of
session, so I
reasons.
don't know. I don't know their reaction to my presence, but I would like to know.
Okay, well, I think I can
Are you
get that.
Icarus? Are you with?
Ignore me.
Sorry. Are you with any? I don't think you're with any of the raiders. Are you, Icarus?
Nope,
Shit.
absolutely not.
As far as you know. Icarus, I'm gonna say... I'm gonna DM you something, actually.
Thank
Jeez.
you. So hi everyone.
You know what? How's it going? Is
Oh.
the weather nice in Australia?
No,
Damn. That's tough.
it's really not.
That's tough.
It is. so tired.
I mean, at least that groundhog predicted an early spring. So, I mean, it's that to look forward to.
Luke, could you
That's
also give me an
cool.
insight check, actually, while you're at it?
Yes. And I'll begin. There it is. 10.
Good. Okay,
I
good
have
enough, good
not
enough.
been able to get over 10.
It happens.
If I beg, can I reroll?
You
Pity
want?
roll.
Oh, you want a pity
A
roll?
fucking pity roll.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll give you a pity roll.
Really?
He wants something in return. Anyways, go on.
What do you want in return? What do you want in return?
Did Carlo ever do that kind of shit on us?
What?
Just,
No.
just take your fucking pity roll.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that's because he hated me because he accidentally gave me a
What?
bonus action necklace.
I hated you because of something I did.
Alright,
Go ahead.
Luke, check your games,
Yep.
please.
I
Oh
go
shit.
sneak. Sneak.
I'm a snake.
Also, ignore my spelling on a few things.
Ah. Mm-hmm. Well, I'ma just say that it's not the first time he's been the quotation thing. Just this time it's been extended because he's
Yeah, but
yeah.
no, what you
So
choose to do is entirely up to you.
Okay, once. Okay. I'ma try and do a thing.
Oh god.
Icarus just turns to the group and he's like, "Stay here."
Okay.
And he takes a few steps away, turns back, looks at them. That keeps walking.
Like a
He's
dog.
He's just gonna
Um,
casually walk over to the nearest to the nearest Night Herald. Like, you me
Yeah,
have a nice chat.
yeah, you walk to the nearest Night Herald. They immediately look at you, surprised, draw their firearm, and is like,
Oh.
"How the fuck did you get in here?"
Oh shit.
Really?
Yeah. And you see like
Oh.
everyone else is like watching this, and some are holding on to, like, grasping their weapons, still holstered, but they are grasping their weapons as if ready to be prepared for something.
He swiftly swings his what's it called, scythe in his hand, and like clearly showing it off because it's a very clear statement of whom's the fuck he is. He's like, you really wanna do this?
Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
13.
Okay. Roll something here.
You got this.
You see. You actually, let me roll a few here because there are more than one. Okay. You see, one of them isn't looking as intimidated by the fact that you're just showing off a scythe, but the rest of the ones that are like immediately close to you, including the one that actually has a gun on you, actually kind of blink for a sec, and the one right in front of you lowers his rifle and he goes, "Lord Zathras?"
No! Do you really think he would just waltz around?
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Have
none
you
of us
not-
have actually.
I don't... I don't fucking look like him. I swear to fucking God, if I do, I'm gonna. I don't look like that prissy bitch, do I? Oh, don't tell him I said
Actually, let me roll.
Because only one person would ever call
You
him
see,
prissy
you
bitch.
see, yeah, you see one of the spellcasters kind of sigh, looked at the rest, and he's like, "No, that's not Zathras. That's the Nephilim brother of them." You see the others kind of look around confused and is like, "Wait, Zathras had a Nephilim brother? What are they talking about?" You see the one spell slinger is like, uh, excuse them. They're idiots.
Clearly.
Give me one sec. Liza will want to speak to you. Give me one sec. Goes over to the
Eliza.
goes over to the closed door, knocks on it, and you hear a gruff voice behind is like, "Oh god, what the fuck is this now?" Uh uh sorry, I know we were planning on something for here, but we've got one of the Nephilim here. Lord Zarias's and Lord Asmodeus's brother. You hear a pause, a bit of shuffling around and mumbling. The door opens, and you see a figure appear. Actually, I can get rid of these now. God damn it, Blue. You see a figure appear from. No, I don't want to. Yeah, from the door. A man with a bit of a beard, sort of wearing robes, and the figure looks to. Sorry. Wait, where the fuck is. Oh, right. There we go. The figure looks to you, and Matthias kind of looks confused for a sec, douses the light on his staff, kind of pushes his way forward in front, is like, "Master Rathenfell?" The figure looks at the figure looks at Matthias and is like, "Huh? Oh, the wizard. Shit, forgot about that for a sec." And then from there, you watch as, in what seems to be a span of like maybe a few seconds, the figure actually begins to shift and change. The masculine appearance begins to fade away to one of a more feminine nature. The facial structure begins to change, and after it, uh, instead of a elven wizard, you see what looks to be a young woman, like maybe mid mid late 20s, uh, skin completely white. Uh, Eyes are almost a dull gray, and her hair is sort of more of a punkish tomboy style with streaks with a bit of uh, black and white. She takes the wizard robes off her, and you do see that she is wearing a set of leather armor and a sort of poncho-esque cover on top of that, and she goes, sorry about that. Had to keep up appearances for a little bit. We were expecting a few other wizards from Terrace to appear, as apparently you are being accompanied with, I think proper introductions should be made. It is a pleasure to finally meet you. My name is Liza.
Hi. Where's the wizard?
See, about that, we were expecting the Tyrians to come up with some group to try and provide as a bodyguard with, and I'll admit we weren't expecting you to arrive, but there were rumors that you were here in the material plane.
I've been here for a while.
I understand. Unfortunately, the wizard is not here. We actually had him taken to the Crescent Hollow maybe a day ago.
Fuck's sake.
Well, of course you did.
I'm sorry, is there a reason that you're here?
The
I'm
wizard.
sorry, do I address... I understand that. Also, on a different note, do I address you as Lord Icarus, Master Icarus?
No,
I mean,
no.
to be honest, I'm not really as much as... I'm not really much of a religious type. That's kind of more Lesia,
Neither
but
am
then again,
I.
she's...
So how about we just not call me anything?
Alright,
That's weird. I'm not my prissy brother.
Yeah, I will admit, none of us were expecting you to carry a scythe.
Gift from my brother.
I see. Well, this is actually interesting. But yeah, unfortunately, the wizard isn't actually here. He was sent to the Crescent Hollow, maybe to meet up with Lady Alessia. I don't know. I just kind of do what I just kind of follow orders for the most part, but, let me actually roll something here.
I just want to know everyone else's reaction to casually having Icarus just chilling in the party. He said nothing.
So, yeah, you see Liza, like, as she's talking to you, kind of peers to the rest of your group, sees a Rakion, turns back to you and is like, is that a Rakion Zandiri?
Nope.
Deception check.
You just straight nope.
Roll good.
I have a +6.
Ooh.
You don't know if she bought or not, but she just kind of nods and is like, I see. Well, I was just merely asking because, you see, he is wanted by the Lions of the Sands, and they made contacts with the rest of the Night Heralds, so it's just kind of an all-round kind of bounty to try and look for him, you see.
Cool. I know his name is like something fucking weird. I don't know. You mortals are fucking weird with your naming things. You shove letters
That's
together and like, word, name, why.
fair enough. If you wanted to figure out if you wanted to go to where the wizard is, I can personally escort you to the Crescent Hollow. I'm sure Lady Alessia would actually, uh, would probably want to meet with you anyway.
I.
Well, first off, she is the bandlord of the Night Heralds, but,
Meant to mean something to me. Because it doesn't.
I'm gonna say give me a history check.
It's like, I don't care about you fuckwits. Get out of my house.
Yeah, Icarus, you're trying to think of where you might have known someone named Alessia, but as far as you can remember, there is nobody that you know of that has that name.
He really just doesn't give a shit. He's like, cool.
Yeah.
Stupid mortals. Let's keep going.
Um. Yes, of course. May I be introduced to the rest of your party if you don't mind me asking as much?
Oh. Well, the little twink here is Matthias. The big glowy thing is Yuri.
Hi.
Big V is somewhere.
I wave my hands like come into view.
Yeah,
there
no,
it is.
you guys, yeah, you
It's
two pretty much have just been watching Icarus talk with these guys. And this person who just apparently can apparently can change their appearance and whatnot. And yeah, you guys are just hearing a bunch of conversation that is just very confusing.
Very confusing, and he's like, So, yeah, that's the party. Oh, also there's this out. The woman is someone, and
Yeah,
the
Grisalia
other
just kind of waves,
blonde.
just like,
Yeah, the other blonde twink. He is exactly what he looks like.
for fuck's
Do
sake.
not-
Tars just kind of looks to you and Tars is just
him.
like, Tars is just like, I can hear you, right?
Yes. Do you want the Night Heralds to kill you because of who you worship? Because I'll let it happen.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
Liza walks past you to the rest of the party, looking at everyone. She's like, well, I will say it is a pleasure to be introduced to party members of someone who's actually well known in Night Herald circles.
Sorry?
You're, huh?
Yeah, Liza just kind of turns to you, Icarus, and is like, do they not know?
No, they don't.
Do we not know
They
what?
think I'm a tiefling, and I just haven't corrected them.
She looks at you, Icarus. Laugh. Yes, I can see how the horns make that assumption, but
I don't have a
Just-
tail.
turns to the rest of the party and is like, but no, I'm afraid your friend here is not a tiefling, but something actually a little bit more powerful.
Hey,
And
let's
that
not
is-
tell them my whole life.
I would like to know what that
Please.
is. before, you know, so I feel like we could be all on the same page, and, you know.
Well, if he doesn't wish to tell you, then it's not really my place.
Hee
It's either up to him or it's up to Lady Alessia. But in the meantime, I
Excuse
will
me, I
say
am not.
that for the time being, the group of you will be granted safety while traversing through the rest of our territory. As we will make our way to the as we make our way to the Crescent Hollow, as I'm assuming that's where you want to go. Turns to you, Icarus.
Yes.
Very well. I will say
He
that
like looks at Matthias and he's like, is that what we need to do?
Matthias nods.
Yeah.
Matthias nods.
Yes. The twink says yes.
You
Liza
think
just
everyone's
kind of Liza just kind of smiles. It's like wonderful. Now I will say, once we get closer to the heart of our territory, there is a good possibility of us needing to relieve you of your weapons. You see, unlike your friend here, who, again, not a tiefling, the rest of you are, for the most part, unknowns. Either that or possibly known to be very dangerous. We can't really have anyone walk in with a sword or firearm and, well, it's just a safety precaution. I hope you understand.
You want us to take the risk of walking into a territory that we don't know, people we don't know, unarmed? Am I understanding this correctly?
Well, no, not immediately. Give me one sec here. She's gonna take a look at you, kind of looks at you and is like, huh, I haven't seen a Genasi in quite a while. But no, I assure you, we won't relieve you of your weapons quite yet. You may have them as we move through the outskirt areas and the intermediaries of the territory. But once we get to the Crescent Hollow, as I said, I will have to ask you to hand us your weaponry. I assure you they will be returned to you when you leave. And as I said before, I will be accompanying you, and I will assure that none of the heralds that are anywhere within our territory will see you as hostile.
Bigby, you trust this?
I'm not so sure about it. I don't think there's a chance that Hearthfilker is going to be putting his weapons down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Erakion just kind of looks and is like, yeah, no way in hell. Liza just kind of looks and is like, my dear, slightly draconic friend, it's not a question.
You must forgive our predisposition. This country as a whole is intense and people are out for each other. It's just... My lady, it's just a safety precaution.
Of course. That's why I'm saying that until we get to the Crescent Hollow, you may keep your weapons. But once we get to the point where we introduce you to Lady Alessia, I will have to ensure that her safety is kept as well as yours. It's nothing against you, it's just... Well, as I said, you are in our territory, so it doesn't really leave you much of a choice.
Icarus walks over and he's like, okay, pissing contest done. We'll cross the bridge when we come to it. Can we get moving? The twink is getting weird and anxious. He's sweating.
You see both
Weird.
Terrace and Matthias is like, which one? No.
The tiny one. Paris is like a beefy twink. This one's just a twink. By the way, I hope you know Icarus is genuinely, like, in-game calling him a twink.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, he's like, twink.
Yeah, no.
I would
Actually,
expect
wait,
nothing
what
less.
Okay. Eliza just kind of smiles and is like, of course.
Also, I'm
Turns
not letting
to,
go of my weapon. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Let's
as
just
you wish,
get moving.
turns to the group and is like, make contact with the Crescent Hollow. Tell them we're expecting that Lady Alessia is going to be expecting guests. Some of them are like, Miss Liza, are you sure? If I mean, are you sure? Like, none of us have actually heard of. I'm sure. And if this actually is who he says he is, looks to you, Icarus, then Lady Alessia will most definitely want to meet with him.
Are you saying I'm not who I am?
Well, don't get me wrong. People can come up with aliases and may take on the names of others.
Just fucking look at my arm.
We honestly don't know much about you in general. At least I don't.
Yeah.
Well, as I said before, he's not a tiefling, so
It's news to me. Why don't we let's just get
What,
going.
you want me to prove who I am? What do you want me to do?
Let's just get going.
we'll leave that, as I said, we'll leave that to the Bandlord. But in the meantime, as I said, the rest of you can accompany me through the rest of the territory until we get to the Crescent Hollow. And then
Alright,
you see
kids.
Matthias. You see Matthias, after kind of being in shock and surprise, kind of steps forward and is like, excuse me, Miss Liza, I don't mean to offend you or anything, but there was something here that the mage, my master, Master Rathenfell, was actually looking for. You wouldn't happen to know exactly what that was, do you? She looks to Matthias and is like, oh, let me tell you this once, and I'll tell you this only once, because otherwise I'll shoot you.
No, you won't.
Anything?
Leave my twink alone.
Hot.
Okay, maybe I won't shoot to kill, but anything that's a part of our territory is a part of our clan. You try and take it, you will fight us, and you will fail. Is that understood? And you see that she is like holding on to, as she says this, she actually is kind of reaching kind of behind her to where you actually see she has a couple of pistols strapped.
Dude. Fucking female
And
squall,
she
dude. Hot.
Yeah, no, she has a couple of pistols strapped, as well as some short swords. But in this instance, she's kind of patting her hands on the handle of one of her pistols, attempting. Let me do a couple of rolls here. You see by the way that she's trying to talk, she is trying to intimidate Matthias. But you see as she tries, it doesn't really faze him, surprisingly. And he just kind of looks at her and is like, my lady, if you fight, you will have the entire Arclight Order coming to wreak havoc on you. Now, I am going to assume that you are a powerful group here in the Outlands, but you are just simply one group in a desert of many. She smiles, kind of backs off a little bit, turns to Icarus and is like, I like him.
Yeah, right. No, that's why you... my twink.
Are they about to
He's
enemies
surprisingly good at this shit. I'm very proud.
Yeah, no, you
By
see
the way,
Matthias kind of...
Matthias is viewed as like his pet human at this point. Like
I'm
he's
so
like,
dead.
it's my pet human.
Yeah, Matthias kind of looks at you annoyed and is like, first off, I'm not a twink, and I'm fairly certain that I can shrink you down to make you look like one if I wanted to, but...
God it says.
He just smile like he's not intimidated in the slightest. He just smiles proud. He's like, I like this human.
No, no, he's not trying to intimidate you. He's just simply stating this as fact. In the
This is a
meantime,
fact.
Liza claps her hands. It's like, right, let's get the cruisers ready. We have a ways to go. You see some of them scatter up, and then she turns to you and is like, you know, I just realized we had a patrol a little further down this caravan. You wouldn't happen to know, cavern. You wouldn't happen to know what happened to them, would you?
They didn't ask questions first like you guys did.
I see. You know, normally if anyone tried to shoot us, if someone shot at us first, we'd have to kill you, but I think at this point we can make a bit of an exception.
Mm-hmm.
Just try not to do it again.
Well, if the idiots don't attack me, then I won't attack them.
My dear friend, not a lot of them know who you are. Well, Night Heralds are...
They will now.
She just kind of raises one of her eyebrows in interest. You can definitely see that she's having fun conversing with you.
Oh yeah, Icarus is great fun.
Yeah, she starts to make way and it's like, well, in that case, I'm gonna leave the rest of these guys here. We still need to make sure that this part of the Crete Desert is protected in case the Reavers ever show up. Ugh. Let me tell you, those guys never quit. I just don't get why. I just don't get them sometimes, but either way, we still need to make sure that our territory is protected. Otherwise, next thing you know, Reavers are gonna show up and maybe eat our face. Who knows?
Just gonna say, I don't really care. Can we get moving?
Oh, all right. No need to be impatient. Makes her way out through the entryway that you guys originally popped out of. And you follow Liza through the cavern once again to the edge of the Crete Desert. You see that she makes her way to where the tents are, puts a couple of her fingers to her mouth, gives out a sharp whistle, and after what seems to be a couple of minutes, you see a group in a couple of cruisers. One actually looks like a cruiser, the other looks more like a caravan truck. Make their way over to you guys. A couple more Night Heralds end up coming out. Liza goes, pack up this tent for now and give it to the wizard here. We need to make... and we're taking a couple of caravans to the Crescent Hollow. They nod. Liza turns to Matthias and goes, you have 10 minutes to pack everything up. And then, what's left here, we will claim. Do you understand? Matthias just kind of looks and is like, Crystal. And starts moving over, snapping his fingers, using a bit of magic to douse all of the floating lights and whatnot, start packing everything up. You see he throws things into a couple of different bags that look smaller than what is being stuffed in there, but for some reason it all fits. And then yeah, in about 10 minutes, everything's packed up for the most part, save for like a few crates, one folded tent and whatnot. And Liza's like, all right, here's how this is gonna work. I can see that you have your cruiser over there, but for the sake of making sure that we all stay as allies for the most part here, what do you say of having a bit of for lack of better word, separation between the groups, making sure that a few Night Heralds stay with you, a few of you guys stay in one of our cruisers, follow us, we follow you. So make sure that you don't drive off, if you understand.
Icarus slowly just walks off and gets on Nugget like, I'm going on my horse.
Yeah.
Liza looks and is like, and he has a horse. Okay. Now, out of curiosity, whose cruiser is that, if you don't mind me saying so?
Big one. Biggest one.
Dragon.
Turns to Arakion and is like, all right, well, in that case, I will say you, points to Taurus, you, points to Yuri, and you, points to Bigby. We'll all go in the cruiser. Go in the other cruiser. Arakion stops and is like, Bigby's not going anywhere. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, for a second I thought y'all dropped.
I'll
No.
get it.
Icarus on Nugget, Nugget's just slowly walking by and he's like, yeah, Bigby's like his son.
They kind
It's
of
not happening.
come as a package deal, yeah.
We will not be separated.
I'm gonna say one of you give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Probably not me.
I have a +4.
Yeah, you go for it. Unless, what's
Yeah.
yours, Bigby?
My persuasion is +1, so yeah,
Oh.
figures. Oh my
me.
gosh.
In the ass.
That's all good,
With
yeah.
a chainsaw.
Let me
What?
roll something here.
You heard me.
Man.
Do it, cow.
You see-
Unfortunately,
Yeah, you see Liza kind of smile and it's like, really? Well then, all the more to have you two separate, just to make sure that if anything happens with you guys, a little bit of insurance, you understand.
Oh my.
there's no
Raikyon is
chance.
still
He just walks back and he's like, I lied. He hates Big B. They totally don't want to be together. Reverse psychology.
You see Liza is definitely disappointed about this, but kind of walks over to you and Arakion Bigby, kind of squats down to kind of get to your eye level and is like, little kobold, have you ever traversed into a raider territory before?
What?
If you have,
Bigby,
probably not on purpose.
Have I?
Alright, I may or may not have.
Well, let me tell you a copper's piece of advice. Probably best not to argue with the person whose territory you're in. Now, I know you're all friends with Icarus, which is one of the reasons why you haven't all been shot yet. But I will say this. Test my patience, and I can easily remedy that.
There should be no
Are we
issue with me
clear?
staying with Hreisfelger.
Well, turns to Icarus and is like, you really know how to pick stubborn ones.
They find me.
Apparently.
Listen,
Very-
you got our muscle twink, and you've got the fire dad.
That's me.
Yes, it is you. Good job.
Alright, well, instead of the kobold, how about you join the caravan cruiser? Looks to you, Icarus.
He just like motions to his horse, like, you fucking stupid.
Yuri is like, oh, and then I'll ride his horse. Yeah, easy. Easiest plan ever.
No. No. And it's like, he's very clearly not saying no because he doesn't want someone riding his horse. He's saying no out of, like, fear for your safety. He's like, no.
Yeah, Liza,
Nugget will kill you.
Liza just kind of shrugs and is like, well, can't blame a girl for trying. All right, then. In that case, I'll take the other young lady then. Looks to Crystalline and she's like,
Oh yeah, the woman.
looks at Crystalline is just like, yeah, okay. As long as nobody shoots each other.
Yet, I mean, what? Anyway, let's go. This is taking too long.
Yeah. So, yeah. Taurus, Yuri, Crystalina all end up in the back of the caravan cruiser. You see a couple of others, including Liza, actually get into Arakion's cruiser, which Arakion's not happy about.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Icarus, you're on top of Nugget. That reminds me, I need to add the new feature onto Nugget's character sheet. I will do
big
that
bomb.
when I get. Yeah, I will get that when I get the chance.
Thank you kindly.
With that said, while in the back of the cruiser, Liza pulls out a stone from her pocket, puts it to her mouth, and is like, "All right, let's get going." The caravan cruiser roars to life and starts to make its way forward. Liza just kind of leans to the center console to look at Arakion and is like, just follow the caravan. No need for anything else. Arakion is just kind of grumbling, starts the cruiser, drives off to follow. Icarus, you are on top of Nugget, probably somewhere in between the two.
Yeah.
Shit, this is actually going a lot faster than I thought it would. God damn it, Lou.
I will lull my way out of. Listen, I didn't have my bonus action necklace, so I'm not gonna just jump into fights, but I will talk my way out of shit.
You have high goddamn
It's not-
charisma.
It's not fun being the DM, is it?
No, it's not. Hey, you're eventually going to be sitting in the same hot seat.
Yeah, and you don't think I'm gonna talk the party into things?
Fair. So you start to make your way out through the sort of rest of the evening, and then once it gets to later night, you all start to make your way to a spot to kind of call for camp. As the trip itself is not just a one-day endeavor. Who is going to be on first watch?
Oh, I know it'll be like hard because we're like scattered, but I'll do it.
You're not completely scattered. The two cruisers did converge to set up camp. So y'all were able to still like get out and like reunite with everyone and whatnot. So it's not like you're in two separate areas.
Fair enough.
I will say that Liza is also going to be having one of the Night Heralds on watch as well for each shift, so you will be rolling with advantage.
Okay, sweet. Sure, I'll take first watch.
All right, roll with advantage.
Okay. Oh, my mouse. God damn it. This computer.
Oh, Grandpa's having technical issues.
Show me how to use this computer again.
Are you sure you have your
Fuck,
glasses on?
Grandpa, open your eyes.
Okay, 18. Grandpa rolled an 18.
Night Heralds stand watch for the first part of the night. Nothing seems to be awry. During this watch, what do you think Yuri is kind of like thinking about at the moment?
Yuri is like, just like trying to piece together, like, what in the fuck this is all leading to. It feels like there's a big picture Yuri's missing. Yuri is, he's worried that like getting to the headquarters and then, you know, them forcing everyone to give up their weapons and shit is definitely like plaguing his mind. So he's just going like possible like backup plan by backup plan.
Yeah.
And then just staring at the fire.
Yeah. I'm gonna say give me a history or a religion check real quick.
Okie dokie.
Whichever one is highest for you.
Oh shit, they're both 0.
Oh god damn.
Okay, 18.
Oh shit. So you do, like, as you were conversing, you remember you did hear the names Zathras and Asmodeus.
Okay.
That were brought up like once or twice, and you do remember that both Zathras and Asmodeus are considered members of the Pantheon. In particular, they're two of the Arisen deities.
Okay.
How exactly that relates to Icarus, you have no idea. You know that there was one other Arisen deity that was hypothetically assumed to be a third brother to Zathras and Asmodeus, but you don't think it's Icarus because the third brother was Kaldras, the god of war, who is also known as the first Dragonborn, and from what you've seen, Icarus is the furthest thing from a Dragonborn.
Got it. Okay.
And like I said, most of the stuff about Kaldras is convoluted at best on on whether or not they were actually brothers.
Okay.
So you don't think that's it, but you're trying to rack everything else in your brain, and the only thing that you could piece together was the fact that Asmodeus and Zathras were brought up.
Okay. He's definitely making like mental note of that, and then he's just like, he feels like the Night Heralds are up to some shit. And then passes out.
Oh, most definitely they are.
All right. Who's gonna be taking the next watch?
I can take
First,
second.
do it. No.
All right.
Is there 3?
You aren't gonna be the third. There are gonna be 3 watches. Yes.
Okay.
Bigby, you take second watch. You see another one of the Night Heralds is standing up as well. But you also see Arakion get up and decide to also take watch alongside you.
Alright, so perception check, right?
Yeah, with advantage.
Ooh, nat 20.
Ooh.
Oh no, I clicked advantage. It's 23.
Yeah, no. You with your little kobold eyes, you are definitely do better seeing at night than you do in the morning, and it's also a relief for you as you don't have to always wear your goggles.
Mm-hmm.
What is Big B thinking as he's kind of like taking watch with Rakion right now?
Bigby does not trust this woman in the slightest. But he's a little more confident, knowing that we can, work with Heisfelger.
Yeah. As you're kind of like sitting here and Rakion is right next to you, he kind of turns to you and is like, I don't trust that woman. Not for one bit.
Definitely gonna be some issues with her.
The fact that she could also change her shape like that.
Deceptive by nature.
She ends up giving us away to the lions. Things are gonna get pretty hairy.
Was that a joke?
Not intentionally.
Yeah.
But you do see that he does kind of crack a small smile at the thought of it actually being a play on words.
Listen, either way, we won't let her outsmart us.
What do you think about Icarus? Turns to kind of look at the rest of the party and mainly kind of keeping an eye on Icarus, kind of getting some sleep at the moment.
That one seems... He seems very self-motivated, but he's on our side for now, so... Guess I'd just keep an eye on him.
Do you actually trust him?
For now, maybe, but I wouldn't get in his way of what he wants.
Seems to be somewhat tight with the Heralds, at least.
Not sure if that's always a good thing.
No, I'm not gonna roll anything. I have half a mind to roll something, but it's also Angel's character sheet, and anything I roll, I kind of want him to be here for, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so Rakion just kind of turns to you and is like, you just think if anyone outside of their clan was that well connected with the Heralds, we would have heard something about it.
We could ask him about it later.
You might have to. And then after that, Icarus, are you taking third watch?
Yeah.
All right. Make me a perception check with advantage. Okay.
16.
Yeah. You are standing out for watch for the night. You notice from the Night Heralds, Liza is also getting up and doing the same thing. And during this time, actually, I would like if Roz, Carlo do the thing, because I need to do this next part for Lou in private.
Okie dokie.
Oh, alrighty.
Bye-bye. Bye,
Hello.
Grandpa. Hello.
So, you're standing watch for the last bit of the night. Like I said, Liza is also there with you. What is kind of going through Icarus's mind at this point?
he is not happy about the fact he has to act all buddy-buddy with the Night Herald. He just wants to get through it, get the wizard back, and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You kind of have these thoughts going in your head, standing watch. And you hear the sound of footsteps kind of making their way over to you, and you turn, and Liza is starting to approach you and sits down, not directly next to you. There's still going to be a bit of space between you two. And she turns to you and goes, "So they really have no idea who you are."
Oh,
Curious.
no one knows who I
Well,
am. Except for you
well,
guys.
well, with reason, and to be fair, not every Night Herald knows who you are. As I said,
Well,
Lady
yeah.
Alessia surely does.
Well, I have been gone for a long ass time.
So it's been said.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought that a son of the Lady of the Lost would find his way out here? To the same area where I am, nonetheless.
I've been through this area a lot. You're not the first Night Herald person I've met.
So you're the one that's always been kind of slain our clan mates. I was wondering about that. I honestly thought it was
They
the
get
Marked
in the way,
Militia.
yeah.
Well, I guess that does explain a few things. Well, not necessarily for me. I don't really care too much exactly who you are.
I get that.
I will say, we both do share one thing in common.
What's that?
Neither of us are really from here.
Where are you from?
Not the Outlands, that's for sure.
I don't particularly like people who are fake, so if you could explain.
Darling, if I told you my entire life story, that would have you more of it at advantage of me.
My entire
Besides,
life story is literally in a book.
not necessarily. I mean, sure, maybe in other parts of Ekra or even in parts of Mithrin. But from what I've heard, usually rumor has it that whenever an angel as say important as you ends up falling, most of their names usually get erased from history, name-wise at least.
Well, I wasn't exactly an angel, was I?
No, not 100%. You were, but who am I to say? Honestly, most of the stuff that I've heard about you come from Lady Alessia. She's the one that usually speaks on the more religious aspects of the clan.
I doubt she knows the full story. I doubt anyone does.
Well, she fell before you did.
The fuck?
Turns to you and is like, "Oh, you didn't know?"
No, I actively stayed the fuck away from you guys.
Fair enough. But also think about it. And a clan of raiders out here in territory that once used to belong to people who were very religious to the Lady of the Lost. Wouldn't it make sense for it to be led by someone who used to be a part of her armies?
I mean, makes sense, but why the fuck did she fall? Because I doubt it's for the same reason.
I doubt so too, unless, as I said, her falling was quite a bit ways before yours, if I remember correctly. I mean, granted, none of us know entirely when you fell. And if...
Which time?
Fair enough. But I will say that when she fell, it was well before the era of silence, that's for sure.
No, I. Hmm. Well, I guess I'll be having a talk with her.
One of the reasons why she said if any of the other heralds managed to actually find you, to actually take you directly to her.
Mhm.
Besides, a good chunk of the heralds are made up of Asimar anyway.
Yes, but not ones quite like me and her, apparently.
Well, ones that used to be Nephilim, yes, there are some. Ones that Templars every once in a bit, not many. Griffin? No, we don't see many of them. But, there are still a few that are out here.
Are they all the sons of the woman you worship, though? I doubt that. If it was, I'd be
Oh,
very
no.
confused.
No, no. No, you're a lucky case in that one.
Yeah.
While all angels are manifested by their respected god, none of them are actually seen as, their offspring. You definitely had that exception, to which
How
I'm
fucking lucky am I?
Well, that would single you out, wouldn't it?
It does. What do you think I hide from you guys? Some of you are freaks.
Maybe, but we're not the Reavers.
Some of y'all act like them, and it's terrifying. And I've
I don't
seen
feel
some shit.
Icarus. You wound me.
Some of the shit you guys do. Though again, that was probably like 100 years ago. Hopefully you learned your ways.
Hmm. Huh? She kind of leans forward a little bit, holding one of her revolvers in her hand, spinning the chamber. Kind of opening it, closing it again, looking out. You know, of all the things you have actually told me the truth about, I'm surprised you did lie to me about your Drac Henri friend there.
To be fair, I don't really know him.
Hmm.
But he has my back, so I have his.
Well, you do know he's wanted by a couple of the other clans, as I've said.
And I'm wanted by you guys.
Well, not to the same extent.
He has
One
his
thing that...
reasons, I have mine.
Hmm.
Plus, I
You know,
like
he
the
used to be...
little one.
Hmm. Yes, the kobold does seem rather cute. But... do you know that... the Drac Henri actually used to be a part of the Lions of the Sands?
I believe I do know that, don't I? Didn't he tell us?
He did say that he did say that he was a part of the Lions, yes.
Then, yeah, I know.
Yeah, did he tell you everything? Like the
Nope.
fact that... like perhaps the fact that the Bandlord just happens to be a blood relative of his.
Oh, I'm so surprised. Sorry.
Hmm.
Listen, I'm not surprised.
Well, I'll say you do end up picking a lot of interesting friends. That reminds me, that other girl, the one that I had in my caravan,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've actually seen her or even heard of her anywhere out in these lands. How'd you come across her?
I was asleep. I don't know. She just appeared, and they were like, "Oh, she's coming with us for protection." I was like, "Okay."
Hmm. She just randomly appeared.
Yep. Literally, fucking like she fucking fell from the sky. Just boom, hello, woman. I don't know. She might have been wandering through the desert.
Hmm. Interesting you said that last part, though, falling from the sky. You know, the Heralds have actually been looking for the results of a falling star for the last couple of days. Lesia,
I
being
did
who
hear
she
about
is,
that.
Lesia, being who she is, assumed that it might have been another angel falling, but we haven't been able to see any indication of otherwise.
Trust me, I've been looking for one. As soon as I heard it, I was like, "Oh, who else has fucking bit the dust?"
Well, are you sure you absolutely trust them, though?
Not really.
Hmm.
I mean, just look at the paladin.
Yes, I did see the symbol on his armor.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of an, bit of an irony, if maybe
Oh
not
yeah.
even a little blasphemy.
Oh, he praised me for being a Nephilim killer.
Mm,
It was very
despite
funny. I almost decked
does
him, but it was funny.
he praised you for being a Nephilim killer, yet didn't you
And I am
realize that
one.
you used to be one of them?
Yep, because I used one of my feathers to buy something for Nugget. And he was like, "Oh,
Horse just kind of depressurizes in the distance.
yep." Swear to God.
Hmm. I would have said, well, honestly, I would have said you would have been a fool if you said you did trust them, but I suppose you're not as idiotic as others. Lord knows any one of these other might trust each other, but
Though I do trust the fire person. He is literally just a dad.
interesting.
Like, it literally, like, this. Man just is a dad.
Hmm. Well,
But I will say, if you hurt them, it's not going to end well for anyone.
hmm, my
Especially
dear.
the wizard twink.
Yes, I'm surprised you are letting him tag along, especially, well, the fact that he is from the neighboring nation. Not a lot of them get to traverse this far out.
Yeah, well, technically he's employing me.
There it is.
Mm, Not
Well,
why I was actually told to go and do it by a certain prissy bitch. So,
well,
what brother wants, brother gets.
I suppose. I will say though, with your little, for lack of better words, ultimatum,
Mm.
I can assure you that I have no indication of wanting to go after any one of your friends, or whatever you want to call them. Except for maybe the drug Henri, that's gonna prove to be a problem.
Well, I guess you'll just have to make it not a problem because he's the one that drives everyone.
For now,
And
but
no
I will
one will
say,
fit on Nugget.
I will say, in regards to your ultimatum, like I said, I have no desire to do away with any of them yet, but that doesn't mean I won't if you give me a reason to. Puts her gun back in her holster, stands up, turns to walk away.
I'm not gonna stop her. He doesn't want to talk to her. He hates her.
Fair enough. So yeah, you let her walk away and you continue the rest of your shift. Let's ping everybody back in. Let's not do a mass ping. Let's just...
Oh, how was
Welcome back.
Hi.
Hi.
Arlo, get the fuck back here. Hey,
Grandpa,
perfect timing.
here, Grandpa. Grandpa,
Oh,
here,
Tony,
Grandpa.
I'm here.
So, with that said, the night continues. You all do get a long rest.
Sweet.
I will hit that for everyone.
Fucking windy. Sorry.
Hey, that was me last week, so... I did not do a Rakion. Good. And I just made Matthias today. Got all of you guys. Okay, good. So, morning comes, and just like with everything else, camp gets packed up again. Everyone makes their way to same cruisers as before. Icarus, you're on top of Nugget. You make your drive out. Once again, the caravan cruiser taking point, and Arakion and Icarus behind. And this continues on for at least a few more days. I'm not going to have you do camp and break night watch every single time. So I will say in that, this trip actually ends up taking like another 2 or 3 days to actually get to the Crescent Hollow. Yuri, you are, if I remember correctly, in the caravan with Taurus and Crystalina, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything you wanted to do or anyone you wanted to like converse with while in like within these like the span of these few days?
I think Yuri's just mostly lost in his own thoughts. So I think he's just watching the road.
Did
Okay.
Big B want to talk to the big man?
Yeah, I think me and Arakion are just kind of isolating ourselves from the group during this trip.
Yeah, Big B, you're in a Raytheon's cruiser with him, basically him and a couple of other Night Heralds. Liza is not in the cruiser with you. She's in the caravan this time around. or at the very least, because it's a couple of days, she kind of rotates in and out every other day or so.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But you do have at least 2 Night Heralds that sit in the back of your car.
Okay, yeah. I'd assume we wouldn't talk about anything important then if the Night Heralds are in there.
Yeah. Icarus, you are on top of Nugget. You don't have anyone riding with you because nobody rides on top of Nugget other than you. So I'm guessing there really
Matthias
isn't
can
anything.
join me if he wants. If Nugget
Matthias,
allows him.
Matthias is in the caravan cruiser at this point, so it seems like Liza wants to make sure that the separation of the party kind of stays where it's at. So Matthias, Kristalina, and Yuri are still going to be in the caravan cruiser for the rest of the trip to the Crescent Hollow.
I paid attention to that, I promise.
Okay, for a second I thought, okay, so yeah, no, Matthias is staying. Matthias is staying in the caravan.
Okay.
Okay, so like I said, it takes like another 2 or 3 days, traversing across various other ruins, Crete deserts, open areas. You come across other cruisers with Night Heralds in them, but they don't really seem to pay you mind too much. As well, first off, Liza is making sure that they all stay the fuck away, and also you're traversing with one of their caravan cruisers, so it's not like you're holding them captive. After a bit of time, you make your way to this is like towards the end-ish to like the 3rd day of the travel. You start to make your way to an area that's seems to almost be continuously enveloped by some form of darkness, like not like it's like it's not like it's always nighttime here, but the way that some of the areas are kind of the way the environment is kind of like formed around here, it seems like it kind of blocks most of the sky and the sunlight to where it's kind of hard to have it completely daytime here. You make your way to this sort of gated outpost that seems to have some form of guard standing watch. Liza gets out of the caravan cruiser, talks with them. They move a barricade that is blocking the path, which kind of is in a bit of a surrounding area. And you continue to make your way further in. And as you do, you realize that as you're going, it also starts to kind of traverse into a cave, which is a little bizarre. Eventually, all the transportation gets enveloped into this sort of huge open-mouthed cave. And after a bit, the caravan itself actually begins to stop in an area where you see a bunch of other parked vehicles. You see other cruisers. You see a bunch of Spelltech runners, which are kind of like motorbikes. You see other caravan cruisers. You see a bunch of war cruisers. Just various other vehicles that have been kind of shaped to be either uh, to kind of help survive with throughout this area. Liza gets out from the front seat of the caravan cruiser in this case, bangs on the side of the wall. The door open up for you all to get out. And the two heralds in Raytheon's cruiser get out as well and issue everyone to follow them as well. Liza, as you all get out, kind of looks to you all and is like, "No, unfortunately, we can't take the rest of the cruisers in at this point. The caverns don't really get big enough for it. But I can assure you that they're all taken care of well here," and kind of looks to Nugget and is like, "Shit, that's right, horse. That might be okay? I'm not 100% certain. It's been a while since we've taken a spell tech contraption like this through."
Nugget will make it through. It's Nugget.
Okay then. Yeah, I guess that will follow with. And as I said, y'all are gonna have to leave your cruiser here with the rest of us. I can assure that it will be guarded and left untampered with when you decide to leave this area.
Fun times, great. This is a great conversation we're having.
Yeah. After a bit, she then snaps her fingers to a couple of others, and you see that they come over with a bunch of long strips of cloth, and she's like, "Now, unfortunately, because, well, you're not Night Heralds, we are going to have to cover your eyes so you don't your don't know where exactly we're going.
Dear God.
Nothing against you. We do this to everyone."
Oh boy.
Icarus just looks at them and smiles, is like, "You wanna try?"
You see Yuri, one comes over to you, puts a black cloth over your eyes. Same thing happens with everyone else. Bigby, you are short, so the guy actually has to like crouch is like on their knees while
Alright.
doing this. And like Liza, and then like you hear a conversation. It's like, "Dude, you know you could have just picked it up, right?
Dude,
You want to pick up a kobold?"
Yes.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with me.
come on, guys. Treat the dragon with respect. You do like to be called dragon, right, Bigby? Or is that offensive?
Can
Treat.
you just give me the blindfold?
So yeah, Bigby, you're blindfolded as well. Liza comes to you, Icarus, with a blindfold and is like, "Now,
No.
Just
I assure you, I'm not gonna stab you while you're blindfolded."
let the pretty
No,
women
I'm
put
not
a
letting you
blindfold on
blindfold me.
We have a thing to do right now, Icarus. Can you just... I know it's risky.
These are my fucking people.
Sorry? How do you mean your people?
I think he said
Did you
these
not-
aren't my people.
Oh, my bad.
These are my people.
Oh, these are, okay.
Technically,
I was,
I belong
So-
to this people.
yeah.
Through blood.
Um,
Anyway, so no, you're not blindfolding me.
Liza sighs and is like, "Well, if you're gonna be that much of an ass about it, fine."
Mhm.
But the rest of them still stay blindfolded, including your points to Matthias.
My twink. My human. My pet little human. He doesn't say that out loud, that was just me.
Oh, we are so gonna get banned. Okay,
Wait till I
so
meet my
after
boy.
no, after most of you are blinded, save for Icarus, you feel that someone for each of you is grabbing a hold of your arms. Bigby, for you it's a little more different because for you you're blindfolded, and the next thing you know you hear a couple of people go, "All right, man, pick the kobold up. We'll take him with it." No, you pick the kobold up.
Oh, of course.
Are you kidding me? Yeah,
Can
no, there
Icarus
isn't.
just ride past and just like pick him up by the back of the collar and just put him on like on his lap on Icarus and just be like, I'll take the fucking kobold.
Oh, dear lord.
Yeah, you see these two like completely stop talking at Bigby, are you gonna allow this to happen?
You know, I'm better than the guards. Yeah.
Amen.
So yeah, you
he like
feel
he pats Bigby on the head and he's like, hello.
so yeah. So Icarus, are you just gonna be holding Bigby, or are you putting him on top of Nugget?
He's like, you know how you see like people riding with children, they put him like on the horse but they're really like on their lap.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you
So it's
pick
like
Bigby up. The two of you are on top of Nugget. Liza comes over and is like, well, at the very least, allow me to take the rein.
you can try, I don't think Nugget will let you. Like, this isn't me deciding, this is the horse.
Yeah, alright, I'm gonna roll something here. Oh, shit. You see Liza begins to take the rein to this. Nugget, as usual, lets out a spurt of steam or smoke. You're still not sure. Just kind of depressurizes. You see, it doesn't really faze Liza as this happens. To which afterwards, you hear the mechanisms within Nugget going as he kind of tilts his head in almost confusion, as almost everyone he does that to up close ends up freaking out. And so after a bit, Liza just looks and is like, looks to you and is like, well, I've dealt with various animals before, and spell tech or not, a horse is a horse.
Fair enough.
All right. With that, you all are escorted through the rest of the cavern area, which goes on for quite a bit. Most of you have no idea where you're going. Icarus, you can still see, as you are not blindfolded throughout this endeavor, but I'm gonna say give me an insight check.
Okay. Oh god, here starts the thing of me trying to find it.
Top one of the middle category.
8. He's busy patting the kobold.
Yeah, you're you're patting the kobold and just making sure Nugget doesn't freak out. You just think you're going the right way despite how long this feels. And then after a bit, similar to the sort of cavern area within the Crete Desert you were in, the tunnel opens up to what almost seems to be a very large settlement that is sort of like hidden underground. You see it is illuminated by various spectral lights and glowing mosses and mushrooms and whatnot. Buildings are sort of haphazardly made across this entire area. You see that the one like sort of not makeshift building here right now is what looks to be a mansion that is set a little further from where you guys are right now. But you can't really tell exactly how worn down or whatnot, or how worn down or how well it preserved it is at this point. But the rest of it is kind of, for the most part, of sort of like makeshift huts, booths, and what you would kind of expect out of a sort of stereotypical settlement, except for this one is entirely underground. And then after that, everyone else, the blindfolds are taken off. Icarus, you take off Big B's. You all see this large sort of settlement area, and Liza goes, well, allow me be the first to introduce you to the Night Heralds headquarters, also known as the Crescent Hollow.
Oh, we'll go there next episode.
Liza,
Right, not when I have more.
yeah, Liza starts to escort you throughout the rest of the hollow. You hear that a lot of people are talking. You see around you various different races of people. You see elves, you see human, you see a couple of Dragonborn and Draconry, but it's very uncommon. You see, for the most part, it is people of sort of elven nature, or human nature at least. There are a couple of halflings, and then there are some tieflings as well, or what you all are assuming look like tieflings. And then there are just kind of people who are a bit of a somewhat paler complexion, almost like Icarus, but a little bit worse so. Nothing against you, Icarus. After a little bit, you make your way over to the mansion, which you realize is almost like the materials that are made within it are very dark colored, to where it almost looks like it's entirely black and very creepy. Statues of figures stand at the foot of the entryway here. I'm gonna say give me a religion check.
Who?
Everyone who wants to figure out who these statues are.
Ooh.
16.
I wonder who.
60.
7.
21.
So Icarus, Yuri, you see this as Bryneth, the prime deity of the night, the Lady of the Lost. Honestly, it just kind of makes sense because, first off, Bryneth is the most commonly worshipped deity within the Night Heralds. One of the other deities that you do kind of see, not out front, but there are a couple others scattered around, are that of Asmodeus, King of the Hells, and Zathras, the first Reaper, the god of death. You see Bryneth, the Bryneth statues are depictions of her in what looks to be some sort of elegant dress-like robe with a spear in her hand, and with the tip of it having the intricate detailings of an owl. Asmodeus, you see his depiction being with wings, not really of a demonic nature, as you can kind of tell, but with wings nonetheless, and as well as a set of horns on his head. And then for Zathras, you see his depiction is sort of, for lack of a better word, spectral, which is kind of weird because it's a stone figure. It's a giant stone figure, but the way it looks is like his outfit is combined with the faces, the gaunt, detailed-less faces of souls. And in his hand, you can see a giant scythe.
Okay.
You are eventually, the rest of the brigade of Night Heralds that was accompanying you starts to break off. Liza is the one that starts to make her way forward throughout the rest of the mansion grounds. And as she does, you guys see another Night Herald come from the mansion and make their way forward to kind of approach Liza. And goes, "Got your message. Are you sure it's him?" "Well, I wouldn't have brought him here if that was the case." "Has she been notified?" "Yes, of course. However, she is busy at the moment. She would like to ask our guests to stay within the mansion grounds for the night and to convene over dinner." "Oh, how elegant. It's been a while since Lady Alessia treated someone with this kindness." Yeah, share the fancy words for someone who cares. Ugh. Brute. Anyway, do they have quarters for the night? Yes. Unfortunately, we had to renovate some of the guest and servant quarters to fit certain needs. Huh. 'Tis the life of the Outlands. The Night Herald Guard makes their way back to the door, and Eliza goes, "Well, I guess I suppose I should, show you all where you'll be staying for the night."
Yep.
Very well. Unfortunately, your horse will still have to stay in the stable area. It is
Oh yeah, that's fine.
very well. Follow me then. You see Liza makes her way into the mansion. You all follow her. The mansion itself is designed almost in a sort of gothic aesthetic. You see the lanterns are... You see lanterns and candles lit. You see tapestries of various depictions of certain deities, mainly the three that you saw figures of outside between Zathras, Bryneth, Asmodeus. You see various depictions of them. You see tapestries that look as if to be portraying certain historical events. I'm gonna say those who have does any of you have proficiency with history?
Not me.
Yes.
Bigby, what about you?
I do not.
Okay, Yuri and Icarus, I want you two to make me history checks.
Oh, I don't have proficiency. If that's a...
Oh, God damn it. So, yeah, for you, Icarus, you're looking at these, you really don't care.
Chris.
You are just pretty much making your way through. Weirdly enough, the mansion itself in the inside almost seems to be more immense than what it looked like on the outside. You get. Yeah, I wanted to make a Doctor Who joke so bad,
I
but
know. I was
Do
there
it.
too.
it's bigger on the inside. Are you happy?
There it is.
Yes.
Take a shot.
So you get to the foyer of the mansion, in which then there are more Night Herald guards that are sort of standing to expect you. You see, then Liza kind of turns like, now as you've probably overheard, we had to convert some of the old servant quarters of this mansion accommod uh into sleeping areas for you and the rest of your friends. And as I said before, now that you are in the heart of Night Herald territory as well as the heart of the Hollow itself, unfortunately, I am going to have to ask you all to relinquish your weapons.
He knew this was coming.
I did warn you in advance, and I did allow you to keep them for the entirety of our journey here. I understand you all are still a little more hesitant about it, so allow me to offer this, well, for lack of better words, olive branch. You see, she pulls out her pistols from behind her, not to fire upon you, though I'm sure some of you would probably worried as such. She takes them out, twirls them around, sort of gunslinger style, tosses them in the air, and then grabs them by the barrel. Gives them to one of the other Night Heralds. Pulls out her short swords, does the same thing, then pulls out a rifle that is also slung behind her back, sets it down, and says, "There. I am the first to be unarmed."
Bigby is willing to give up his weapons, but he's waiting for Arakion to make the first move on this.
You can see Arakion does not want to give up his weaponry. Liza looks to the two of you and goes, "All right, fine. If that's how you want to do it, I promise that while you are here, there will be no notification to the Lions that you're here, and therefore there will be no need for a surprise attack to be upon you from anyone. Does that settle your mind?" Rakion just kind of
More
looks and is
reasonable.
like, Rakion just kind of looks and is like, "No, but I don't trust you anyway." She just kind of
Actually,
smiles like,
can I insight check her on that?
"Yeah, go for it."
14.
She is telling the truth. She isn't, I mean, the fact that she also gave up her weapons first as a sign of good faith kind of threw you for a surprise. And as far as you can tell, she's telling the truth. She's not going to contact the Lions.
Start taking out my weapons and passing them off.
All right. Bigby, you pass your weapons off. Liza smiles. Then turns to Matthias and is like, "Now, I know you're also a wizard, darling, so I'm also going to need you to hand over your spell book and your staff. Oh, and that staff thing also goes for you too, young lady." Turns to Crystalina and It was like, am I ever gonna get a chance to actually not lose one? Passes it. She passes her staff off. Matthias passes off his staff. Takes a little bit of time in terms of the spell book because, I mean, it's a spell book. But after a little bit, he does end up relinquishing it.
Damn. Yuri's like hesitant, but he doesn't see a way out of this. Yuri looks over at Icarus and is like, "You trust this enough?"
I don't trust shit. But I doubt they'll actually cause shit in there. And if they do, you can't disarm a warlock, so...
Fair enough. Yuri is gonna hesitate and then make sure he waits to visually see Icarus relinquishing his. Well, I mean, I know
he's not relinquishing shit.
Oh, my headphones just died. Hold on.
Yeah, Icarus, you're still resisting trying to
He
have your
is
weapon
not
taken away.
the scythe from his brother. Not happening.
Liza just kind of sighs in disappointment and is like, "No, dear, I thought we were already behind this. I relinquished my weapons. I have nothing else. I can't do anything."
Listen, this isn't from the safety of me, like my own. This is from the safety of you stupid mortals. If you get your hands on this and do something wrong, all of y'all are fucking dead.
I assure
Not
you.
because of me, but
nobody-
because of the fucking scythe.
I assure you, nobody is gonna get a hold of your weapon. And when you leave, it'll be returned to you.
If someone dies because they're fucking around with the scythe, it's not my fault.
I understand.
Then he hands over the scythe because he knows he can't be completely disarmed. He's a warlock.
Yeah, you pass over your scythe to one of the Night Heralds. They drop dead. No.
Yeah. No, please.
No.
Please.
No.
So
You can definitely see. You can definitely see that. You can definitely see that the Night Herald you gave your scythe to is having a bit of an effect, mainly because of the scythe, and whatever power you just threatened it holds. But no, they're still alive.
No. For now. I mean, what?
For now.
Anyway.
Alright. So that's Bigby, Crystalina, Icarus, and Matthias relinquished. Paris is also going to relinquish his weapon and shield.
Yeah, Yuri eventually hands over his axe and spear.
Right. Arakion, still not wanting to give up his guns, just ends up throwing them in the bag of holding, along with what other weapons, he has, and goes and just kind of like closes it and is like, "That's as far as I'm going." Liza just kind of sighs and is like, "All right, but you better leave the bag in your room when you meet with Miss Alessia, all right?" Whatever. Liza smiles and is like, Great. Now we're all friends who want to kill each other. Let's take you to your rooms. You guys are escorted to various locations throughout the mansion itself. Bigby, Arakion, you two are given quarters together within the servants' quarters. Matthias is taken to another spot a little further from the main complex. Yuri and Icarus, you two have quarters next to each other within the guest area, but you aren't in the same room. Taurus is also given a place within the guest wing, and Kristalina is given a room in the servants' quarters, which is separate from the main complex. So Matthias, Bigby, Arakion, and Taurus are all on a separate location from the main mansion. Icarus, Bigby, and Arakion, you are all within the actual mansion itself, within the guest wing.
Fun.
Yeah, during this time, you wait a little bit, and then with each of you, you all hear a knock on the door. For the sake of this, we'll just start with Icarus. You hear a knock on the door. You open it up. It's, once again, Liza. Out of her armor and dressed in what looks to be a black, sort of a black button-up shirt and pants, which, when you see it, which kind of throws you for a surprise. And she also has, looks to be something folded up in her hands, and is like, before you join us for dinner, Lady Alessia wanted you to wear this as a token of appreciation for your arrival, we'll say.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this?
You unfold them, and it's a sort of similar clothing to what Liza is wearing, except for the shirt is white. The sort of a grayish white.
Right, okay.
Liza smiles and is like, "Oh, you're gonna put it on?"
Maybe. When you leave, because I am not changing in front of you. Fuck off.
No, fair enough. I'll be back in 15. Smiles, walks off.
I'm gay, bye.
So am I.
Oh, fuck, now we're friends. He just stares at her and is like, fuck you, we're friends now, I hate you.
Yuri, you hear a knock on your door. For you, it's not Liza, but another Night Herald who holds a couple of folded pieces of clothing and is like, Miss Liza would appreciate it if you wore this to the dinner with Lady Alicia.
Alright. I have no predisposition towards... Have these clothes been cursed in any way?
Do I look like I know how to use magic?
Do you want me to answer that honestly?
Hold on, give me 1 sec.
1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6.
7.
8.
You guys are the worst.
9. This is much longer than a second.
Hey, it's not my fault. I was given cheese, crackers, apples, and water.
You got the middle school snack.
Hey, just because it's the middle school snack doesn't make it badass. It's a classic. So, yeah, no, the Herald looks at you, Yuri, and is like, dude, I throw spears for a living.
Fine. What do the clothes that he presents to me kind of look like?
Yours are a little bit different. You see there, for you, it's not a variation of black, white, or gray. The pants themselves are black, actually. But you do see that the shirt itself is of a sort of a burgundy red with a sort of robe-like over jacket that's a little more of a mix between sort of a little more orange as well. And you see along it there are various in various spots there are placements of a symbol of a symbol of a flame.
Oh yeah. Fucking badass. Yuri looks at the clothes and is like, alright, I'll take your word for it.
Also, they're a little bit cleaner than what you're wearing right now. The Herald walks off.
Yuri, yeah, that joke completely flies over his head. He's like, yeah.
Big B, you and Arakion, are in the same room together because Arakion's not going to have it any other way.
Yep.
You two hear a knock on the door, and you see 2 Night Heralds with clothes bundled in their arms, and they... Eliza would like you to wear this to the dinner with Miss Alessia.
Just kind of looking at the clothing like you had something in my size.
Weirdly enough, it looks like someone made a tux for a child about your size.
Yeah. That's what I'm wearing right now is children's clothing, so.
Yeah, no, they didn't tailor this. They literally just went to find something, and even when you're looking at it, it's like, yeah, this might be a little bit too big.
Is there, like... is there space for a tail?
Nope.
Okay, perfect.
No, there's no modifications for your tail or any of your the spiky kobold features.
I'm sure we'll make it work.
Yeah. Arakion is given a shirt, a sort of dark green shirt and vest. Weirdly enough, you see that there is an insignia on the vest itself that Arakion looks at and for a little bit, and then decides to discard the vest and kind of grab his, for lack of better words, his combat vest from his armor gear, puts it on top of the shirt. All right. Anything else?
I don't think so. I'll just try to make the suit work best I can for me.
Yeah, no, you end up deciding to like rip a hole in the pants so you can fit your tail in. You can feel bits of the cloth starting to tear at some of the spikes along your spine, but it's not too bad because at least it's a little baggy. About 15 to 20 minutes go by, and each of you are summoned to the mansion once again. All of you possibly dressed out in your outfits. We can go over that next week because I'm going to be doing a bit of backtracking anyway. You are all escorted to the second floor all together, and you open the door, and the doors are open to you, in which it looks to be almost this is definitely a bit of a dining room, but it's definitely seen better days. You see a long table, fit enough for all of you to fit. Chairs are set out, makeshift silverware and plates. And at the end of the table, you see another woman, sort of sitting and waiting. She's wearing a similar to kind of what Liza was wearing. She has a sort of frilly dress shirt, gray dress shirt. For kind of context, kind of like what Astarion wears for camp clothes. But as sort of like a ashen gray. She also has a cloak that looks to be made of black feathers that drapes over her shoulders and goes down to close to about her ankles. You see her skin is almost a palish white. Not completely white like Liza, but fairly close. There's it's definitely like a bit of a different hue. Her eyes, however, are unlike Liza's, who are a dull gray. This woman's eyes are kind of similar to Icarus's, in which they're a bit of a vibrant purple. And her hair is raven black and is held up in a ponytail. She looks to all of you and goes, "So you all are the ones that Liza mentioned."
That would be
Pleasure
us.
to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Alessia Shea. Please join me for dinner. And that is where we're going to end today's episode.
Nap time.
Nice.
Okay, so thank you guys for joining, and thank you all for listening. Sorry to cut this a little short, but I have things to attend to, and I actually need to get into close. Stay tuned next week. Hopefully we have everyone coming in.
Boxes.
Hopefully everyone will be here by then, or at the very least, most of everyone. Like I said, I'll probably be doing a bit of backtracking for next week's episode because, well, for the sake of seeing whether or not everyone actually gets into the sort of dress outfits that were given to them, for one. But either way, if you just want to, you can continue listening to all of our stuff. We have various other campaigns to listen to while you wait. We have the Guys podcast. But until then, we will see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.